You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Y&R fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I want to talk about what we're seeing lately with Chelsea Lawson and Adam Newman, because I am really starting to worry that they're about to mess with some couples and do some swapping around. Are we about to get a Chelsea and Adam reunion? I mean, it's not out of the question, and I do feel like it's coming, but at the same time, I hope they don't go there. So I'm going to talk you through all of that and the hints that are being dropped. But first, please subscribe if you haven't yet. So Adam and Chelsea, they've had a long, rough road, but along the way, they've inspired a huge pile of fans to come together, people that love them as a couple, no matter who's in the role of Adam. They've shipped Chelsea, when Michael Muni was in the role, when Justin Hartley was in the role, and now with Mark Grossman in the role. And I do think Missy Egan had chemistry with all of these leading men. And if you have forgotten why Adam isn't with Chelsea right now, it's all about revenge and mental illness. Chelsea, if you don't remember, was paralyzed back in 2021 after a stroke and an aneurysm. She was like mute. She was in this wheelchair, and then she was starting to hear voices, was paranoid. She was hallucinating. Chelsea kept imagining that Adam was running around with Sharon Newman. Like she was seeing hallucinations of them kissing and just doing all this stuff. It was all in her head. And Sharon was coming by to check on her, and then she would imagine that there was this interlude and that Sharon and Adam really want rid of her. It was just all this mess. So Chelsea recovered from her paralysis and her mutism, but she kept on faking it. And then she was sneaking around and secretly poisoning Sharon's husband, Ray Rosales, so she could frame Adam for the crime to get revenge on Adam and Sharon for cheating behind her back, which wasn't even happening. And of course, Chelsea had the perfect alibi because she was paralyzed in a wheelchair. It all came out, and she tried to make amends with Ray, and then Ray ended up dying, of course. And that was the end for Adam and Chelsea. She went into this mental health spiral, and in the end, it was Billy Abbott that saved her life, literally talked her off the ledge because he got up on the ledge with her. Meanwhile, Adam had his own journey. He fell for Sally Spectra. Then he broke up with her in a really stupid plan to try and save her job. Then he lost her to Nick, and he's finally got her back. But Chelsea has a storyline with Adam. Adam doesn't really have a storyline with Sally. Chelsea and Billy don't really have a storyline of their own either. Instead, what we have is a Chelsea and Adam storyline, and with them together and then them with their son. So it's double deep. It's not just them with Connor. And their lovers, Billy and Sally, are basically just accessories and props in this Chadam story. Billy does have a little bit of a plot of his own where he's doing this Chancellor Winter stuff, and Sally's kind of griping about her business. So Billy has more of an independent storyline. Sally has almost no storyline at this point, which is very concerning, And Adam and Chelsea's plotline so far isn't romantic. I will absolutely admit that, at least not yet. It's about their son Connor's OCD and his mental health struggle, but this storyline is also about them forgiving each other in a very deep and meaningful way. Chelsea blames herself for Connor's OCD, Adam blames himself, and they're each trying to make the other feel better and not shoulder all the blame. They are both being pretty introspective. They're revisiting a lot of the sins of their past, talking about their inner demons, their struggles, and how all this might have affected their son and caused the OCD. And in the past, we have had Adam and Chelsea pretty kind of combustible, not seeing eye to eye about Connor and his treatment, but now they are on the same page. And this week, there's some big movement with them that has me suspecting they are on the path to a romantic reconciliation on Young and the Restless. So on Tuesday's Y&R, Chelsea heads over to Adam's place to do this video call with Connor. They're both kind of worried what it means because Connor asked them to do the call. And then when they do call him, he just flips out and hangs up on them. And then they find out the problem was they called him at exactly 9:13 a.m. and he is freaked out by the number 13. So then they get back on the call at a different time that's comfortable for him. Things are going very badly. Connor says he feels like he never should have been born. And of course, that makes his parents heart hurt. He thinks he's a burden, and despite their assurances, he just doesn't believe that they love and want him and all that. He ends the call. And it's in the aftermath of this video call that I really see red flags of a Chadam reunion. So Chelsea and Adam talk about how upset they both are that Connor seems to be getting worse rather than better at the facility. They wonder what they can do differently to help their son, a different approach, and they are 100% on the same page, united in this, which is critical. She says she doesn't like unloading her problems on Billy, and Adam similarly says he doesn't like to unload his issues on Sally either. So Chelsea thinks that they can support and reassure each other so that they're not like this emotional burden on their partners. So then they spend some time together reminiscing. Adam and Chelsea are looking at photos of when Connor was little, talking about how, they wanted to always protect him back when he was little, but now that he's bigger and he's going through this mental health stuff he's struggling with, they're feeling kind of helpless. And, they talk about how no matter what, Connor will always have both of them. And then they get cuddly. Adam puts his arm around her on the couch. She snuggles in with her head on the shoulder. It's not sexy, but it's very sweet. And it feels like Adam is able to be very calm about this and be a safe shelter in the storm for Chelsea. I just love these moments. And it just has me thinking that this Connor OCD story might have been to reunite them all along. I mean, I was really struggling to understand why Young and the Restless had basically 3 mental health storylines going at once. They had this Ashley DID thing. They had Jordan and Claire who were crazy, and, her sister Eve that was crazy, Nikki spiraling, and then the Connor OCD thing. It just seemed like a whole lot of the same sort of storyline. But now I'm starting to feel that maybe Connor's storyline wasn't an Emmy grab for a mental health storyline, which I do think Ashley's is, but maybe a storyline meant to reunite Adam and Chelsea by using his crisis to heal the wounds between them, put them on this slow burn to reunite. And at the same time, I have to tell you, I love Adam with Sally. I mean, I've been cheering for them for a while. I was thrilled when they finally got back together, but Nick is still single, and that means he can be a fallback for Sally if Adam gets back with Chelsea. And Billy, we're seeing him get closer to Lily, and Lily is going to try and, trick him into this plot. So they're going to be together. And, let's face it, Billy is a cad, and he has slid into many women's sheets. He has been unfaithful. He's not exactly a man of discerning taste. So yeah, tell me what you think. Drop your comments. Do you feel that Y&R is slowly putting Adam and Chelsea back into each other's orbit to re-spark their romance? And are you excited at the idea of a Chadam reunion, or do you hate the idea? Let me know what you think. Subscribe if you haven't. Drop your comments. Come back soon. We are here talking Young and the Restless 7 days a week. And as always, it's Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.